Let's take a look at this situation. The car with the dashcam wants to reverse out of the parking space, but there's a car behind it, blocking its path. As we can see, the driver actually has quite a bit of usable space. However, they still can't manage to reverse the car out. The actual situation on site is roughly as we've simulated here. First, let's note point number 1. The illegally parked car doesn't actually block us that much. The gap left is quite large. Furthermore, there is also some space in front of the dashcam car. But let's observe, even if the driver pulls the car as far forward as possible, creating enough space for the rear wheels, because the rear wheels cannot steer and can only rely on turning the front wheels to push the rear end backwards. This leads to two problems. What are these two problems? First, the front end swings out and might hit the car next to it. Second, even if there is enough swing out room, avoiding the adjacent car, because the rear wheels lack steering ability, the turning trend is very slow and it still can't avoid the car behind, right? So in a scenario like this, what do we need to do to get out? We need to shift the car sideways. We need to move the car partially towards the right. For example, if our car ends up like this, wouldn't it be easier to get out then? Simple, right? Then we can avoid the car behind, correct? The question is, how do we move outward? From this inner position, that is how to shift sideways. So how do we perform this shift? Remember the half and half principle. For instance, now we can first drive the car as far forward as possible, then turn the steering wheel fully towards the direction we want to move right and start reversing. But don't reverse all the way, only go back halfway. What does halfway mean? It means using only half of the available reversing space. Then for the other half, straighten the wheels, then turn fully left and reverse all the way back. When moving forward, also use the half principle. Divide the available forward space into two parts. Drive one part with the wheels turned right, then drive the other part with the wheels turned left. Repeat this process. Reverse halfway with wheels right. Reverse halfway with wheels left. Go forward halfway with wheels right. Go forward halfway with wheels left, right? Can you see the lateral distance to the car on the left increasing? Right, let's do it again. Reverse halfway with wheels right. Reverse halfway with wheels left. Go forward halfway with wheels right. Go forward halfway with wheels left. Look, this time, hasn't our car shifted outward sufficiently? Then we can try turning the wheel fully right and reverse. Watch carefully. Now the rear of the car can avoid the car behind, right? There's another key point here. That is, when the rear of our car clears the obstacle car and the wheel reaches the corner of that car, we must promptly straighten the wheels. By straightening the wheels at this point, we maintain that distance and can reverse straight out. If you keep the wheels turned while reversing, the car body will quickly swing back towards the obstacle. The wheel is the pivot point. When the pivot point reaches the obstacle, promptly straighten the steering wheel. Once there's a gap, reverse straight back following that gap. Until when? After the rear wheel has completely passed the obstacle, we can turn left, continuing to move the car away from the obstacle.